Good evening and salutations, my BNB fans. You know, at one point I kind of questioned even doing this review because I'm going to be honest. This episode was the worst episode I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been watching this show for about 3 years, give or take. And that's saying something. Nothing was good from start to finish. Um, it almost seemed, here's the thing. It seemed like this was a stall episode. Like literally nothing, no story, nothing moved forward. Um, Brooke, Logan, and Katie just sat there and reminisced about their boring ass love lives. To be honest, it was super sappy, and that's saying a lot for a soap opera. Um, Mostly the same thing with Taylor and Ridge. The only thing that's actually important, I'm going to sit there and say, and I know this review is super short. Um, there is a point where Taylor starts to get inappropriate. She starts to there saying things. Well, at first she's like, "Yeah, I saw you two and Marty Carlo, whatever. I didn't want to sit there and come there because I didn't want to. I didn't want to sit there and get into it with Brooke. Brooke wouldn't have been happy, and so it just was not a good idea for me to sit there and do that." But then she started saying things like, "I imagine that we would have grown old together and that you are still the love of my life." And I'm like, wait, boo, you're doing nothing but chastising Hope for her inappropriateness. But yet you're sitting there telling, granted, he's not married, but you're telling this man who's in a relationship with Brooke that you're like, oh, I'm not going to sit there and hold back my feelings. It's funny you chastise Hope for doing the exact same thing for her not holding back her feelings. But then you're going to sit there and say things like, you're the love of my life. Also, how pathetic is that for a hot minute? You done practically traveled the globe, and you're sitting there telling me that no other man could hold a candle to Ridge Forrester? I'm sorry, boo, but I gotta sit there. I gotta call bullshit. Second of all, that seems like that's a you problem. Maybe you are the problem in this situation because I cannot fathom the idea that she is still holding a candle out for him out of every other man. It spews patheticness. Here's the thing. I wish that I could have came on here and been a lot more positive and upbeat and kind of laughing and everything like that. But it's one of those things where it's like I want the show to survive. Just want to kind of remind people that this show has a 1 year renewal. And I know this is only one episode, and I think yesterday's episode was kind of interesting and stuff. But if you put out things like this would have been better if they just would have sat there and put out a rerun instead of this, because this was the exact same thing. Oh, and Ben, you keep saying the same shit over and over again. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. We get it, Ben. Your balls are in her hands. We get it. You are the weakest link out of every other goddamn guy on this planet. It just, him saying the same things over and over again, how committed I am to you, how much I love you, and you're beautiful, and this, and that, and the third. It's like, I know that a soap opera is predicated on romance. I get that. I've been watching soap operas since high school. But when you just have like that to go off of, it makes it a pretty boring episode. And them just saying lovey dovey stuff over and over again. It's like, okay, we get it. You love each other. That's great. That's great. When you have Katie sitting there using things like beautiful and magical, it's like what the hell am I sitting there watching at this point? And so all they wound up doing after 20 minutes of just pretty much saying the exact same things, but just different words, Then they just sit there and have sex. And that's it. That is the general gist of their story. Absolutely nothing. And I wish I could sit there and say more, but here we are. And again, I thought about not doing this review because a lot of times it's like I work off the material that I get. So if I get a shitty episode like this, I kind of feel like it's going to be a shitty review. And man, were they testing my patience. Whew, good lord. I don't think I have anything to say about this. I know tomorrow we're gonna actually probably get back to actual episodes and still questioning why the hell they bothered to put this out, but here we are. 30 minutes of absolute nothing. Now, if you like this episode, do me a favor. I love hearing perspectives, different perspectives. Tell me, what did you actually like about this episode? What was just about this episode that was like, okay, this is good? And okay, just right off the bat, we're not gonna cheat by simply saying that Steffi and Finn was sexy. We're not doing that. Okay, so you're gonna have to come up with another reason of why this was a good episode. Hell, I like Donna, but half of the 20 minutes things she was spent there saying, I was like, oh Jesus Lord, I can't. But I love sitting and hear your perspective. Let me know in the comment section on what your thoughts was. That being said, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next video.